Bangladesh is doing amazing in the ICC Women's Qualifier 2025 in Pakistan. 3 out of 3, 100% record till now, top of the table, but still not 100% ensured that Bangladesh will qualify for the upcoming Women's ICC World Cup in India later this year. But to talk about all this, we have with us a very special guest who spent a lot of time with the girls who are representing the red and green, who are part of the national setup. In fact, he himself was an integral part of the coaching staff over the past few years. And now he's taken over a role which will, smooth the pathway, create the pathway for upcoming stars and upcoming talents to come and knock the door of the national team. He himself was a national cricketer and has played throughout the phases, starting from age level to list A to the A team, and in fact, he's done quite a bit. So he knows quite a lot about Bangladesh cricket. We're talking about none other than Nasiruddin Faruque Shajib. Nasiruddin Faruque Shajib on the mic with Samannoy Ghosh. Thank you very much, Shajib bhai, for joining me today.
Thank you, Shamanna. Thank you for having me on your show. It's an honor and privilege to join with you.
It's an honor of privilege of mine. Thank you so very much for agreeing to be on the show and making time. Really to me.
Because it's gone in a hectic schedule. Because after the practice, I'm sitting on you with you, so
Yes.
managing times.
একদম মানে right thing to say, because exactly what I was about to say, that for the ones who know, for the ones who don't know, Nasiruddin Faruque Shajib has recently been appointed as the head coach of the Bangladesh women's emerging team. So congratulations for that and wish you all the very best.
Thank you. Thank you.
South African team is coming, so you have a test very soon.
Hopefully, it goes good for me. I'm enjoying a lot of working with those girls.
Yeah, hopefully. So far, how is the time going? I know that at the moment you're residing in BKSP, and you've started training with the girls. How is it going so far?
So far, it's going smoothly. So we have a camp for the skills first week. Then next week we'll go for the match scenarios or something like that. They're talented girls, lots of talented girls on there. So hopefully, in between 1 or 2 years, lots of international stars will come from this bunch of players.
Yeah, look forward to that. But first and foremost, before this, till 2024 Ireland series officially, if we say, starting 2021, you were the assistant coach / batting coach, or I'll put batting when it comes to you. I'll put batting first because
Major one is batting.
yes, the major one is batting. And I heard from a lot of people that you were a very stylish left-handed batter, if I'm not wrong.
Big compliment.
No, but on that note, I have to ask you, সজীব ভাই, আপনার কি ওই যে গ্লাসেস গুলা কি সানগ্লাস গুলা কি আছে? একটু কি পরবেন কিনা? একটু ওই পার্টটা
sure. Habit don't change much. Like I always follow my own life, so whatever it is, so it gives me vibes.
Absolutely, and that aura and the vibe that rubs around, and why not? But first and foremost, I would like to ask you, how did you get involved with women's cricket in Bangladesh? How did that happen?
It's interesting situation on that time, that when I finished my coaching courses and then start the coaching first. So I wants to work with the BCB, that I go to the game development or something like that. My goal was to work with the under 17 or under 19 boys teams, but on that time they offered me for women's under 19 team, that the first batch of Bangladesh. So basically, I was a bit confused on that. That everybody is thinking about that Bangladesh women's team is not a good future for in your long run. So I talked with my family. So another two women who suggested me that join in the women's cricket, that it's a big challenge for me also. So those two women are like my mom. Unfortunately, she passed away a few days ago. So and my wife, these two insist me a lot to join in the women's cricket. So at first, that I took a challenge for that challenge to work with the women's, that it's not familiar phase for me. So when I start with the women's team under 19, after 1 week or 2 week, I started enjoying that. Yeah, it's not similar like that boys and girls. So after 2 or 3 months, BCB promoted me for the national team for the now it's qualifying going on. So on that time, that qualifying held on maybe in Zimbabwe. So that
Okay.
note, I joined with the national team. They offered me for the national team. So that one is a bit confused, that I work with the little girls like 19s or 17s. Now it's a mainstream. So how can I manage those girls? So same happens again, that I join with them, and I saw that it's a good atmosphere on there. So they're very talented girls, but they need to do good nursing or something like that, whatever I say. So if you learn from the women's team, that they have take a time or patience, work with the patients. So I took a challenge to take the national team on that note. So that's where it goes on. It goes on. It goes on. So at that time, first time we have qualified for the World Cup. So it's good, happy memories on there.
Yeah, happy memories indeed.
Hmm.
And first and foremost, I think salute to your mother, auntie. May her soul rest in peace, and
Thank you. Thank
also
you.
Bhabi, your wife, for encouraging you to
Hmm.
come and contribute women's cricket. And I think you've, alongside others also, you've
Hmm.
played a very, very good part in the improvement of our women's cricket, no doubt. And especially after the win yesterday versus Scotland in Pakistan, player of the match, it was none other than our captain Nigar Sultana Jyoti, who was 80 odd 83 not out versus Scotland. She finished the game on a high, batted really, really well. And she gave you a lot of credit, mentioning that you are her, batting coach, her batting mentor. So a lot of the credit is due to you. She's also scored her maiden century earlier in this series versus Thailand, and she's right up there when it comes to the top run getters so far in this women's qualifier. Your thoughts on how does it feel when she's doing so well, and the due credit does go to you.
I think it's totally credit goes to her. Like she's a special talent. I think I- she whenever I start working with her, so it's like she's very knowledgeable girl, and we conversation is like that. How can I improve like women's cricket or something like that? When I first joined in the women's cricket, she was the first appointed as a captain also. First series for her also. So that bonding starts from there. That we sharing our thoughts, and yeah, she's special one for me also. So I whenever she off the field, she wants to work with me, and she made trust on me. So it gives me a good vibe. Like I wants to do more. I wants to do more. But our my we have a conversation that when you score 100, when you score 100. So she always says that no, brother, I'll score 100. But I'm very much happy for her. Said that she got maiden 100, but she's capable more than that. She's more capable than that. So I already expressed my goal for her, that what I need from you. So I wants to see after the retirement where you stands. So I think it should be in both me and her. So what my desire for, I wants to see her in a top notch or something like that. But she's a good soul, and also she's a good leader also. She
Yeah.
sometimes and sometimes she's a bit angry about some reasons or something like that, but that's for the good reasons. So
Yeah.
I'm very much happy for her. I'm very much happy for her how she batted in this series.
Hmm.
That consistency, I hope she continues till
Yeah.
till her retirement.
Till her retirement. Yes, why not? I
Mm,
think that would definitely bode really
mm,
well for Bangladesh women's cricket. I truly do admire Nigar Sultana Jyoti as a leader as well. But
mm,
as far as standards are concerned, you mentioned that you expect a certain standard from Nigar Sultana Jyoti, and she is living up to the expectations with
mm.
being right top of the table, 235 runs, one century, two half centuries, and contributing for the team. And
I think she missed a one. She should finish the match against Ireland. Then maybe it's a back-to-back 100 for her.
here's the
So it's a
quote.
finger cross. Never satisfied.
So this is how Nasiruddin Faruque Shajib challenges his players. You should have gotten the second one. There was a century due. You should have finished. Yeah, true.
Yep,
Yep. Shorter.
absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah, but
absolutely.
at the same time, ideally, I'll tell you the truth. One of the reason behind thinking of you being the ideal person for this particular episode was obviously Jyoti performing, Jyoti leading it on, but also someone like a Farzana Haq Pinky who's been consistent. She's not in the top 10, but she's right after the top 10 in terms of getting runs this qualifier. Sharmin Akhtar Shukta is right there, right? I think two spots behind Nigar Sultana Jyoti. So she's in the third spot with 175 runs,
Hmm.
so around 26 runs behind Amy Hunter of Ireland. So she too has been averaging 87.5. So the batters are coming to the forefront, which I personally feel, well, while I commentated on Bangladesh women's match, especially at home, that we were, to be fair, it felt like that we were a bit more reliant on the bowlers, you know, and try and restrict the opposition. But it's good to see. I don't know if it's the conditions in Pakistan. You're playing in Lahore, in Gaddafi. The conditions are there, and they are, batting with responsibility. They're getting the score on the board, and then defending it. Those kind of things are there. You can. The batters are there. You can rely on them. So why not talk with the batting coaches, work closely with them?
I think batting department wise they have always been good, but we are not playing. We didn't play in a that type of tracks like Pakistan and whatever it is. We played in Sylhet but maximum time we played in like a tricky wicket like spinning tracks or something like that. But in the previous series like that we played against in South Africa. In South Africa, the batters did a tremendous job on there. So like
Yeah,
on their Pinky's got scoring runs 100 on there, and
yeah. Happy.
Happy is not part of the team, but Happy scored 90 odd runs on that first match we won, and in a good track, like Jyoti's approach is like always go for the runs, like her strike rates increases a lot. I think
Positive.
one positive sign is Shupta's inclusion in that in between the Ireland series was that's it's our if her input on the teams, it's like
Mm.
creating the balance in the middle orders. So we
Yes.
struggle a bit in 11 to 40 overs how to manage the scores.
Hmm.
So it starts from the Ireland series, and Pinky is like a totally different type of batters. She always try to like take a time and score, take a time. But sometimes it's good for the team that at least one side is occupied for the no wickets on that side, so other side it's scoring runs. So
Yeah.
that's got the partnership begins on like what is going on like whenever Pinky go big like one sided 1-1-1 and the other side uh, scoring runs like
Hmm.
what did Shupta is doing well and on there, and Jyoti comes up with a like good strike rates. So that create the vibes on the batting unit. I think it's change lots of change in after the like Ireland series. I think.
Yeah. Fantastic, actually, and you actually stole words from my mouth, because I think starting from keep providing that stability right at the top, keeping wickets in hand and giving the start, sort of laying the foundation. And when Shubta comes in at three, and then she's
Mm.
rotating the strike, I think she has improved that part of her game where she rotates her strike. I had an opportunity to
Mm.
speak to her, I think right before the home island series, and she mentioned that she worked on rotating the strike, and that shows in her game. And I think both these combined, it it adds on to the balance, the batting balance of the side, and gives more freedom to Jyoti
Exactly.
rather than, oh, you know what,
Exactly. When you go deep, like in the top order, top three or four, go deep into in like 40 overs. So on that note, we have a good two or three players on the like number five and number six who can hit a long run. Like Sobana, she's a clean hitter, and
Mhm.
also Shorna is not playing, but Shorna is a great contender for the number six option. And you can't you can throw out like Ritu what she did in an Ireland match. Like you can't measure Ritu's performance as a batter because when you go for the stats, she's like mediocre. But when you look after the winning stats, like when we win the match, her contribution is like top notch. So I think she's a match winner or something like that. Or but maybe I prefer her as a first as a bowling all rounder. frankly speaking, as a bowling all rounder when she starts, but she improved a lot in the batting.
Yeah, she has. And if I'm not wrong, right, she was not part of the team when the team toured the West Indies earlier this year. I was there commentating. She was not part of the setup, Ritu Muni, but she's made a comeback, and in between she's worked on her game. The domestic season was going on. She got some runs with the bat in that season, but she worked on her game. And if I'm not wrong, you were there working with her, or when
Mhm.
she was working on her batting, Ritu Muni. What are the things you guys talked about, or
I
if
think
mentioned?
I think we talk about like technically we do, I don't like the changing too much in the technique. Tactically, she's capable. I think we talk about the tactical how she can score runs in a simple way.
Mhm.
So when she go deep, so she carry ons or something like that, then she's capable to hitting boundaries and sixes. We saw that in the previous matches.
Mhm.
But we have a conversation and she was out of the runs or something like that. She was bit down. So and that note, so whenever I like example, whenever you down, so somebody needs to somebody needs to like encourages you or something like that. Yeah, you have to go for that. It will happen sooner or later. So that type of motivated words that we are using in the nets, and when she feel confident, she feels better in the nets. So that small things it's combined. So she played in a Premier League better, and she follows the pathway and the process, and that that gives her like the results.
Yep. And now she's helping the team win. She's already done that versus
I think
Ireland.
I think I think most important for her have to bowl regularly. I consider her as a bowling all rounder.
So she has to bowl regularly. That's what Nasiruddin
Mhm.
Faruque Shajib thinks. And you mentioned Shobhana, and I
Mhm.
personally really like how the positive Shobhana is when it comes to her batting. She likes playing the strokes, and when it's her day, she hits the ball clean, as we mentioned. We tried her up the order, particularly in the T20 format as well. And I also feel that Shobhana, Shorna, these are players with actually huge potential.
Absolutely. Those players are like a future for Bangladesh. Like they're young, and the most important thing, like Bangladesh's last 2 years gone in a transaction period. Like we missed out like experienced player like Salma, Rumana, Jahanara. Those are those are when you come with the like experienced players that come out of the team and new bunches of the player. So you have to give a time for them. So cope up with the international standards or something like that. So I hope they will minimize the time and cop up the international standard very as soon as possible. I think they are much capable to do performing in a high note.
Yeah, absolutely. But on another note, shortly, is there any secret to, touch wood, it's actually good that Jyoti is amongst runs. But is there any secret to her positivity that, she has that
Mm.
natural ability, and, she is someone who takes on the responsibility. But is there a secret sauce to her, that positive mindset? Anything, if you could
You're
tell
talking
us.
about Jyoti. So I
Yes.
missed the word. About
Yes.
Jyoti.
Yes, about Jyoti.
Mm, she's her lifestyle. She doesn't care about anything. So she always thinks about positive things.
Mhm.
So that also gives me vibes too. Sometimes if I get like bit down on that and some performance like so, she's positive girl. Always think like that. It happens. So look forward. So
Yeah.
that
So the
type of mentality she got, and she's also a bit emotional, but she doesn't show much. So
Mhm.
she knows how to handle her emotion, but I don't know. Bit emotional when the batters are not doing well. I bit like it's okay.
Yeah, so the optimism, her optimism, she's always positive and doesn't carry the baggage, knows how to control her.
Mm,
All those things play their part. um, Overall, of the three matches, and also be it in the
mm,
last match where Bangladesh beat Scotland by 34 runs, your take on the our performance, like the Tigresses performances in the three matches so far, your thoughts on that?
mm, I think so far so good. Not bad at all. But I think uh, this besides these three teams, the main matches are coming in front of them, like the West Indies and Pakistan. They're like always played in an international arena and something like that. But Thailand and Scotland are not regular playing. Ireland is now in the FTPs. So I hope they will show the same process against the West Indies and Pakistan. Whatever the result is, I especially as a batting coach. So I want this type of attitude and this type of batting style. So carry on.
Yeah, carry on with the positive approach. That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
And look forward to scoring more runs. Those things are there. They
Mm,
want to be. They're right there when it comes to the table. But as you mentioned, with all due respect, also Scotland. Scotland have been playing well in this series. So despite not being,
mm,
say, big on the FTP, or being that big a side, but they've really shown some promising performances. They won two, lost two
absolutely.
in this women's qualifiers, so that was important also. But looking forward to West Indies and Pakistan, how much would these three wins give? I'm sure it will give a big boost of confidence, and that helps the dressing room.
Absolutely. Because the good thing is that Bangladesh scoring continuously run at 240, 270s in the two matches. Like this gives the team it's a good vibe. Like what they're showing in the center. But one thing for reason that if they plays against like against the good quality bowling side, West Indies got a good spinning team. But what we think about that they have a good pace in it, but I think they have a good spin side. What they
Mm,
struggle in West Indies, but it's a good advantage that Bangladesh before this qualifier, the last series was in West Indies,
mm,
so they know how to handle them. Like at least 6 innings they played, three ODIs and three T20s. So
mm,
I think it gives them uh, like their well-known faces, and they just finished the series and cop up with them. So main reason is like if they got early Haley Matthews, then I have a good chance as a
yeah.
bowling unit.
And what you said is absolutely on point, because see, amongst the leading wicket takers, right at the top is Haley Matthews. So batting wise, she can be destructive. She's already scored a century. And the other centurion, except for Jyoti, is Hayley Matthews,
Mm.
and she's right there with 10 wickets at the top
Mm.
of most wickets. Also, this
One,
women's qualifier.
one moment wonder.
Absolutely,
One
absolutely.
moment wonder.
Yeah, yeah. So that will be crucial. I was doing commentary on the matches you mentioned in West Indies. The conditions were different.
Mm.
Third match, I thought that we might just get the win because we started well at the top. But then again, conditions are different, and there at Warner Park in Saint Kitts, it's very windy. So those factors are there. You
Mhm.
mentioned how positive this can be, but speaking of the bowling side of it, also the inclusion of Jannatul Firdaus Shumona. She's right there in the top wicket takers also. How good has that been?
I think it's good move. Like Shumona's bowling style, like in international cricket nowadays, we faced our batter face that maximum bowlers bowl in a quicker, like quick balls, like no slower or something like that, no flight or something like that. Because if you survive, you wants to survive in a good track,
Hmm.
you have to work on a length or something like that. So the Shumona is a good handy customer for that type of wicket. So he loves to bowl quicker and bowl stump to stump. That creates a problem for the international cricket, whatever whoever it is.
Hmm.
So in that type of wicket, like you can grab wickets like what we have the turning spinning track or something like that. Whatever it happens. So if
Hmm.
the batters made a mistake, so you're spot on. So that's the most important thing: the bowling stump to stump and rely on the length.
Hmm.
So and also the plus point is Shumona is a very good fielder and also good handy customer in a bat. Like against Ireland, she scored like 16, 17 odd runs. Like that gives the momentum for the team. So
Yes,
Shumona is a handy customer now for the Bangladesh team.
absolutely. She's there with 8 wickets, right behind Hayley Matthews, second position in the top wicket takers, and in the top 10, we also have Fahima Khatun, who's been consistent, the professor, with 7 wickets.
Ah, lovely.
Please carry on.
She's a fantastic teammate. Whatever I say, Faima, she's like a gem. So whenever somebody is down, so Faima is like they're like you said that professor or something like that, whatever it is. So she always boosts up the others, and whenever she enters the field, she gives her 110%. So she's a handy customer for the Bangladesh in the long run. So nowadays she's cope up with the batting also and bowling. She's always good. Like I remember the one match against in the first inaugural World Cup in New Zealand. So previous match she was not played. So against Pakistan, before the Pakistan match, he come to me, brother, what happened? What happened? Don't be upset or whatever it is. Whenever you play, you'll give your 100%. Yeah, brother, I will give my 100%. At very next match, she was in the 11. She got man of the match and got 4 wickets. So
Mhm,
she's a good vibe. Good create the good vibes in the team. So
mhm.
good, very good
Brilliant.
soul. She also.
Yeah, very good soul and good vibes. And I know how important she is, part of that setup. I remember having this conversation with the captain once, and she mentioned how all these players are important. Now, speaking of Nahida, you know, in the match yesterday versus Scotland, she got 4 wickets. So finally, a few days ago in one of my episodes, I had a conversation with Isabel Joyce from Ireland, the former captain,
Mhm.
and she mentioned one thing on this show. She mentioned that when is the last time we haven't seen Nahida take a wicket and bother the opposition. So having said all of that, I was also waiting for Nahida to get amongst the wickets, Marufa to come to the forefront as well. Marufa got 1 wicket, but Nahida taking 4 for 40 in yesterday's match.
Hmm.
Sure, it really, really is a positive sign and augurs well for this Bangladesh side.
100%. In the bowling unit, Naida's contribution always gives a top notch. Like whenever teams in a bad condition or something like that, Naida give her best. So in a previous in a FTP, we just finished in West Indies, but in that time in 24 matches, if you count it, she's the highest wicket taker on that note, and she was also maybe some player of the month once
Mm. She was.
for the
She was.
ICC or something like that.
Yes,
So
last year.
she 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 she's a good, but sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens, ups and downs. It's gone. But neither always like a charming girl and always try to attack the batters or something like that. If somebody mentally is attacking, so it happens that it sometimes you can't perform and you have to perform. When you perform, if it gives you like best one. When you don't perform, it gives you the worst one. So don't
Yeah.
in the middle one. So
Yeah.
top notch or it's end. So
Yeah.
neither is type of like that, and she's uh, always she's also a handy customer for Bangladesh team. Always gives 100% for the team in a whatever it is in a bowling is first skill and batting, but fielding you have to mention about in the fielding. She's
Yeah.
damn top fielder for the national team.
Yeah, when it comes to commitment, she gives it all on the field, no doubt about that. And yeah, the figures don't show it, but we're speaking of her because she's been so consistent. But then again, she getting 4 wickets, again getting that boost in confidence. And all you being a cricketer yourself, not always do the figures
Mm,
justify the performance. See,
exactly.
we haven't seen the game and we look at the figures, oh, she didn't get a wicket or she looks expensive, doesn't necessarily mean that she or whoever the bowler is did not bowl well, right? It might differ from.
Like against Ireland, everybody talks about Ritu, but in that note, Jyoti also scored the 50s. But I highly rate for the Faima's innings of 26 and Shumona's innings of 18 or something like that. That creates the momentum for Bangladesh. So that same similar thing happens in Zimbabwe. I was just wondering how it come the same scenario on that match. Like on that match, like we need 90 runs maybe in a 10 overs against Pakistan in Zimbabwe. So on the Rumana and Ritu was in the in the center. So same thing happens. Same thing happens. Like Ritu scored 40 odd runs, Rumana scored 50, and Salma was in there. Salma scored 20 odd runs. Same
Mhm,
thing. So it's like match up with that type of match in qualifiers. So
mhm.
it's like memories. Memories. It comes in the front.
Yeah, they sort of relive the moment,
Mm.
and I think these sort of performances really uplift the team. Really gives you confidence. The dressing room starts believing that no matter what the scenario, don't give up.
Mm.
Yeah, and again, gives the middle order, even the top order, be it Shukta, be it Jyoti, be it Fahima,
Mm.
be it Shubhana, coming in the middle order that what, be positive, play your shots, try to score runs. We are here. When you can rely on your
Absolutely, absolutely,
order,
absolutely. When the most important thing is they have to play freely, so they need freedom. So when you give each and everyone freedom, what they knows about that, so
Mhm.
maybe it will not happen every day, but when it happens in a high note. So freedom is most important
Yeah, yeah, you
for the
need to give.
players have to be mentally free and something like that, otherwise like lots of pressures or something like that. You have to pass other things and have to concentrate on the game.
Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt. And now, we've talked about the batters, the bowlers, and one more point. Marufa is a gem, and she's the sole fast bowler who's featured in all 3 matches, and we rely so much on her. That is there to she naturally can nip the ball back into the right-handed batter. She has that ability, and I'm sure she was working on other variations also. At the same time, Rabia, so positive, so chirpy, a different brand
Another
of.
one, another character of women's national team. So always charming everyone. So she's also a good customer for the Bangladesh national team for cheering up everyone. So good. They're like I think it happens when they play as a family. So
Mhm.
I think this team, it's like a totally, it's bunch of like a family. So when you
Yeah.
play as a family, the result will automatically come when you feel that in a good time you are in a family, but in a bad time you are not supporting each other. That's not. But they are also supporting in a bad time also, each and everyone. So
Mhm.
that's the good thing for a team. So made a bigger team in the future.
Mhm. And also to speak of someone like a Shorna, we mentioned, how she's in the squad, but she's not getting a chance in the 11, not yet in this qualifier. But it also bodes well. I remember she hitting that massive six in the under 19 uh, level, which probably on social media has close to a million views or something. That went viral. That everyone. I think it was against Australia, was it? Massive six, and
Yeah.
everyone was that is so impressive, and she too is so positive with a smile on her face but competitive.
Absolutely, absolutely. Shauna is like a, she's always calm and silent, every night, smile on her face, and but she's like a big bright future for the Bangladesh cricket team. So like whenever that type of player you got, you have to like nursing them well. So I think if we took Shauna in a long run, so we have to take care of her and give her more confidence and give her freedom to play her own game. So
Yeah.
I think she's a match winner. Whenever she perform, she gives the good uh, good opportunities for our team to win the matches. Like in South Africa, we mentioned about that in the first T20. She scored maybe 25 or something like that in 15 balls, but
Right.
she took 5 wickets on that note. So
Yeah.
she gives everything. Like she's good batter, good hitter, and good leg spinner, and also fantastic fielder.
Yes, yes, she
So
gives
it's
it
it's a
all.
package, power package for the Bangladesh in the future.
Yes, yes, in all departments, definitely. Now, we've talked about the positives. Things are going great, touchwood again, and we really hope that Bangladesh win both the matches against West Indies and Pakistan. That would be a statement, definitely. Even if they don't win two, one should seal the deal for Bangladesh. But then again, we'll have to look at the table and the other teams playing, Scotland and Ireland just around neck and neck, but West Indies below at the table. But still, with even with having a leader like Haley Matthews, they're not at the top, and sometimes you need a bit of luck. But having said all of this, uh, there's some areas I think we still need to work on, and in the past two matches in particular, I think the day night matches in both the games combined, we've put down a few chances, haven't we?
Yeah, I think we missed a few chances on that note. Maybe it happens. Maybe we are not habituated to play in under lights or something. Like last two matches we played at under lights, so maybe it happens. But in a professional world, you have to grab those chances to compete at the international standard. So I hope they will bounce back quickly, and they're not a bad fielders. Maybe it happens someday. One match we missed also 7 catches in a row, but in the very next day we took some blinders in Mirpur against India. So it happens in a cricket, but they have to come up strongly from that that side. I think coaches will work definitely look after those things.
Yeah, I'm sure Imran sir is there, and Ashik Bhai is also there, and I'm sure they're working on it. But at the same time, when you're in a tournament, you're already playing, and you don't have much gap in between. It's not like you can do
Mm,
one. You can just maybe do a few things.
absolutely.
It's a little bit of practice, but you can't really go head and shoulder beyond whatever, and then improve drastically. But we'll hope for the best. Having said all of these, um, who's your top two from this qualifiers to go through? Because we know that there are only two spots uh, for two teams qualify for the upcoming ICC Women's Cricket World Cup, which is going to be in India later this year. Top two
Mhm.
teams.
uh, Number two, Pakistan. Number one, always Bangladesh.
Yeah, yeah. crossed. We look forward to that. And I think but when I was there in West Indies in St. Kitts when Bangladesh playing the West Indies, and I was hoping that we qualify. We needed one more win to qualify directly, and then but we gave New Zealand a run because they were dependent on our performance if they will get a spot or not. So that was a moment of pride. But then again, I really wanted heart and soul, with heart and soul, that Bangladesh will make it to the World Cup directly. But again, in
I
hindsight, if
think I think I think most important that the Bangladesh, it's a reality. Bangladesh, it's they are playing the first bilateral series in that note. So if you tell me about this bilateral series like FTPs, so
Mm,
Bangladesh shows a decent show. Like
mm,
first time you are playing by FTP and beating everyone and competing with the top levels. Like we are not qualified only for the run rates, but it's a big achievement for the Bangladesh women's cricket team that they got the 21 points on that note. So it's a good, like, we beat Pakistan series, we drawn against India, we won 3-0 in Ireland. So that type of vibes, that it gives you like more confidence to next FTP or whatever it comes.
I'm
So
sure.
I hope it will give them better vibes when they qualify. I hope, inshallah, we'll qualify for the World Cup. After they qualify, they will start the FTP. So
Yeah.
fingers crossed that I we definitely next time we uh, qualify straight.
Yeah, next time, inshallah. But for now, what I meant to say was that I think it's good in hindsight when I look back at it. It's good that Bangladesh is playing this qualifier, playing the teams.
Lots of matches, yeah.
Yes,
Hmm.
the team is playing together. They will gel together. They'll perform together. They'll have that positivity in mind, and what the trick that, what works, and the winning mentality. As we all say, winning is a habit. So when you're winning and you're together, I think if if we make it finally, and hopefully we will, fingers crossed, inshallah. Yes, yes, yes. I think this will add an extra bit when we do go to the World Cup. Do you agree?
Um, yep, absolutely. I think they will definitely give their best.
Yeah, yeah, and we really hope so. Before we let you go, Shojit Bhai, thank you very much for your time. Finally, you are, as we started, you've just begun your
Thank,
tenure with the emerging team. Um,
absolutely.
what's your hopes for women's cricket in Bangladesh?
Within 2 years, I'll see them at top four.
The main team, the national team.
Yep. Yeah, main team. Maybe in between six will be the best option because uh, if you stay in a top six, so you qualify for the next World Cup after 2 years for the FTP, and you also qualify for the Olympics,
Mm,
and also
yes,
also qualify for the Champions Trophy. Have to
yes.
be in a top six.
Mm-hmm,
So stats and so rankings should matter on that note. In
mm-hmm.
a batting wise, I think some players I want to see top five.
Mm. Okay,
They are
okay.
capable enough. They're capable enough. Maybe one.
Okay, okay, maybe one. They're capable enough. Do you want to mention those players, the names of those?
Maybe one.
Yeah, maybe one. Yeah, that's
Maybe
range enough.
one.
Yes, I got it. I got it. That's yeah. So maybe one, maybe one. But thank you very much,
Maybe one.
and thank you so much for contributing to Bangladesh women's cricket. Shojit bhai, finally, before we go,
Thank you. Yep.
if
Please
let's
carry on.
before we go, if you have any message for our viewers and audience, how much they should also support Bangladesh women's cricket.
Mm, keep besides keep supporting Bangladesh women's cricket and stay besides. Bangladesh Women's Cricket when they are in the bad times, and uh, enjoy the success, but make sure keep supporting on their bad times, and they will 100% deliver in a good note.
Perfect. Perfect. That brings us to almost the end of the show. Thank you. Finally, thank you very much for joining me, for your time. Wish you all the best
It's
with
pleasure talking with you also, Samji.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Respect for you always, and wish you all the best with the emerging team. And hopefully, we both and the whole country, we get to celebrate a spot in the World Cup, and then we rock it in the upcoming World Cup. Wish the team all the best for the matches against West Indies and Pakistan. Um, do you have any particular pointers we should look out for the matches in West Indies and Pakistan?
Yeah, I don't think so. Keep continue. Whatever you're doing your best. Just stay in the process and have fun.
All right, all right. Thank you so much, Sunil, for your time. And we'll talk again, we'll meet again, and carry on with the vibes with your sunglasses on. Yes, yes.
What
Till
one is for you, no worries.
then.
I want to watch. I want to watch you like a Chris Gill vibes.
Ooh. Oh, this Gale vibes. Universe boss, universe boss. Way to go, way to go.
Mm,
Yeah, maybe someday, maybe someday. But till then, thank you, every one of you, for
surely.
watching the episode, for joining us on today's On the Mic with Samannoy Ghosh. We had none other than Nasiruddin Faruque Shajib on the mic with SG.